Hello and welcome back to the Limelight Podcast. I'm Lauren,
And I'm Chandler.
and we
And
have
I'm
special
Jules.
guest Jules today with us. Surprise! So let's start off with some limes and lemons. Chandler, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'm good. So I'll start with the bad and end with the good. I will say my lemon is Jonathan Anderson going to Dior. I think that's such a horrible choice because Loewe is so creative and just a pillar in its own category that Dior just is so commercial. I'm just worried it's gonna go down the drain. And then I would say my lime is probably that I get to go to my favorite restaurant tonight.
Ooh,
So
exciting.
it's in Detroit. It's called Grey Ghost.
Grey Ghost. Wait, I've heard of that.
It's
Wait, me too. Is it Argentinian, that place?
that's a great question. It might be. But no, if you're ever in Detroit, Grey Ghost, it's downtown. It's in this like little alley. It feels like you're in New York City, but it's so good. Oh, it's the best.
I will definitely have to check it out. I love Detroit food.
Detroit's just great.
Yeah, Detroit in general is great. I'll start with my lime just because I want to talk about my new shoes.
Period.
They're amazing. So I've been trying to get a pair of Palladium boots for like ever, but they're, like don't just want to drop like $100 on a pair of shoes if it's just like, oh, whatever. Like
You want them to work for you.
yeah, I want them to work for me. And so I've been sitting on this pair of shoes in my Amazon cart forever. Found the exact pair at Sarah Trading Outfitters, which is like outdoorsy trade TJ Maxx for $20.
I love that for you.
So excited. I'm wearing them right now. They're literally orthopedic hiking.
I'm like, wait, just could you show the class real quick?
Let me see.
Oh,
Oh, it's so
fabulous.
cute.
They're kind of like a Converse,
okay.
but yeah, they're orthopedic hiking boots.
Fabulous.
And I am so excited. So that's my lime. And then I have a feeling that my lemon is going to be the same as Jules. So I'm just going to pass it along to you.
So my lemon and my lime are the same thing, actually. So my lemon is that our lovely co-host here, Chandler, is moving on to a different opportunity outside of DLM, but we wish him all the best. And we know that this next adventure is going to be, exactly what he needs for growth in his life. And we wish you all the best. And we're so happy we had you while we've had you at DLM.
I love you. Do not make me cry. I love you. You guys are literally the best, and DLM is always going to be the best. So if you're
You always have friends here.
100%, and you always have a friend here.
Love.
We're so excited. Yeah, we'll miss you so much, but we're so happy to see like what you've accomplished here and very excited to see what you'll accomplish at your next place.
Thank you, guys. You guys are way too nice to me.
No, we're just the right amount of nice because you're fabulous.
Uh,
That said, I'll be stepping in for a while now that Chandler's leaving. You get me back, so yay!
and honestly, the audience has been asking.
Stop
They
now.
they need you
Not
back.
Jules. They're like, "Where's Jules? We need her."
Yeah, they were like, get that guy out of here.
Enough's enough.
Should we, other than the biggest current event, yeah, we've had the number one, so we'll get into some of the next ones. So last weekend was Coachella weekend 1. Very interesting.
It is like influencer weekend.
It is.
Big influencer weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that I go, but if I did, I think I would be a weekend 2 girly. But I also love the vibe of watching weekend 1 from my phone and seeing like everything on TikTok and seeing everything on Instagram, like the outfits, the drama, like Gaga. Like,
I mean, I watched Gaga's whole set and it was theater. Surely.
This
So good.
Also, am I crazy for thinking that they used to be 2 different artists on each weekend?
they switch it up sometimes if like people can't make it, or like FK Twigs, her visa didn't get approved in time. So they have like some people one weekend and like some people the other weekend just because they threw together what would work.
Or like Frank Ocean's supposed to headline and then he bails last minute and Zendaya steps in. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with
Yeah.
that. But yeah, the Gaga cello looked, I
insane.
would argue, one of the best of all times.
Shout out Charlie XTX because we're all angels, and I think her set was also amazing. I can't wait
I
to
would have
see the
actually
weekend too.
ascended. I would have like
Really.
just started levitating.
As you know, as a group who have all been to the Brat Sweat tour, um, it looked like that times 100, and she like just deserves her flowers so much. So
I also want to shout out Sammy Vergi. If you like house music and you haven't listened to him yet, he's kind of more UK garage, but he is the only set that I swear the entire crowd was just jumping, moving, dancing. So if you want to dance, check out Sammy Vergi. Love, absolutely.
And I will.
He's the best.
amazing.
Yeah, so we had that this weekend, bright and early Monday morning. We had Katy Perry go to space.
And also, we had Gail King and all of the reactions to Gail going to space. And I have to say, I mean, Oprah just like aghast, just like holding her pearls. It was very good to see. And just like her getting off the craft, the spacecraft, and then kissing the ground. I'm like, exactly. I would do the same. So maybe I wouldn't go to space because I don't know.
I also was just want to say that. I was like, the way if I was Katy Perry, do you know how much money I'm worth? I'm not going to space.
Well, my love, they're pushing forward women in science. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
that
actually
sounds
exciting
amazing,
to learn
but I'm saying
that.
I'm selfish.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Say, like,
there's Wendy's and Kesha beef going on too, but we don't need to get into
Can
that.
someone
Oh my gosh,
explain
I'm
that?
so-
Can I get like a high level
The
explanation?
high level is Katy Perry works with Kesha's old collaborator who tried to steal her music and
Oh,
other things.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And Wendy's came after in a weird way Katy Perry and said, "Can we send her back?" And then from there, Kesha went and got a Frosty and posted it.
And then posted it. Oh, and like support. Oh, okay. I'm tracking now.
The circle is
There's been so many pictures of Kesha like drinking Wendy's, and I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
clearly missing something.
Her album drops soon. She's in promo mode.
promo mode.
Okay, period.
Speaking of promo mode, ways that we do promo and a tool that we use all the time, Canva announced new features for Canva Create/creativity. And it's a big, heavy AI integration. And a fun fact about Canva is that they're based out of Sydney, but they're the highest valued female founded and startup in the world.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
Yes,
awesome. We love Canva. I think Canva is really cool. We talk about Canva a little bit later in the podcast, spoiler alert. But one thing that I think is really cool about Canva is whenever they do a new announcement, they never just announce it. To find out that they were launching these new products, I had to go to their app and then click an envelope 5 times and wait for an animation to pop up. So if you are interested in Canva's new stuff, I highly recommend checking that out for yourself if it's still live by the time this podcast is out. It's a really cool feature that Canva does. I think it's super interactive and it's a great way to kind of, hey, the people that really pay attention, look what we're doing. So love that.
They also put out a new feature that's gonna come out, I think either next year or late this year, called Canva Code, and it will code websites.
Ooh,
That's incredible.
yeah.
Insane.
Interesting.
Obviously using AI, but
Well, yeah. Feed it a template, make something happen.
crazy.
Could be big.
I'm
Big
curious to
things.
see where the marketing world will go in the next.
I also wonder like how much it'll cost, because that won't be just rolled into their pro program. It'll have to be an added.
Oh,
It is. I looked it up a little bit. They had some pricing out with the new Canva Create, and it looked like it was $100 a user. I couldn't tell if that was monthly or annually. I mean, look into it more if you're interested, but depending on what you utilize, it could be a good deal for you. Maybe you just need some graphics and the regular Canva is totally fine. So, a lot of cool things. Anyway, I think today we want to go over kind of what we're going to do today. And what we're going to do is the Limies. Woo! So we wanted to put together some awards for some really good marketing, really good web stuff, and then some really good tools that we use here in the office to kind of promote what we think has been good. Yeah. Perfect. So I think we're going to start off with some of the best fashion campaigns. Now, Chandler, I feel like this is your wheelhouse. You want to take the lead here?
I also try to do some that were like actually like commercially successful that weren't like super niche, like the fashion girly saw it. The first one is Pete Davidson in Reformation or Reformation, and where he literally showed off his $200,000 laser tattoo removal journey. Um, I literally thought it was makeup.
It was crazy.
No, but
I
it
was
was
like,
for the official boyfriend collaboration. And
yeah,
I just thought that that was brilliant because, like, for all time, girlies, everyone has been bringing their boyfriends to go shopping with them. And it's like, give me more, right? And in the video campaign, it was him very much so being funny about it. And like, I don't know, the easiest way to my heart is through my funny bone. So, like, make me laugh. And yeah, I felt the boyfriend vibes.
I think it's
yeah,
super interesting too because Pete Davidson, I mean, he's very talented, he's very funny, but he's known as Ariana Grande's ex-boyfriend for the people that didn't know him on SNL or through comedy. For like the masses, he's Ariana's ex-boyfriend, ex-fiance.
and
So
Kim
to have him as
Kim
the
And
Kardashian.
right? I mean, he's a serial dater. He's dated everyone.
like he is the boyfriend, so perfect.
It was a perfect fit.
Yeah,
I'm happy his team was down on it.
And he like is very well liked, I would say. I mean, he's had his little mini scandals and he's had his own struggles that he's dealt with, like addiction and mental health, and he's very upfront about that, and I think that's cool. And I think, yeah, he's just like just your guy next door. So the boyfriend.
Yeah,
So
100%. Agree on all of that. The second one is Louis Vuitton with Zendaya, and I always get the same wrong, but it's Takashi Murakami, correct?
Mm.
Okay.
Love.
Also, while Immaterial by Sophie was playing, so there's a lot of elements here. I think it also just brought back something that was so iconic from Louis Vuitton, and I think Louis Vuitton knows its clientele well enough to know that what was so successful with the Murakami bags and iconic graphic that he created. It's I think interesting because I also know that La Roche had a pretty hefty hand in this collaboration.
I was gonna say this is a
course.
really good campaign, like really kind of targeted to the LGBT community where we don't, I mean, there definitely is that in high fashion, but like just the people involved, Sophie, Laura Roach, I mean, Zendaya, queer icon, like whether she likes it or not, definitely is.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, Louis Vuitton wasn't always the brand that I would connect with like queerness in fashion, but to be able to kind of mix that with Takashi Murakami, you've got the colors, you've got the flowers, you've got the fun stuff. You have the show with Sophie playing in the background of everybody on the runway. Like it really came out and targeted that demographic like amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think our next one, all of us are gonna really resonate with.
I agree. So the next category is the best music and movie rollout, and we have two winners here. So the word of the year last year, I'm not sure if Merriam-Webster came out with this as the official one, but in my world and in most of
In my world,
the world, yeah. I don't think we're just, brats about it, but was Brat. Charlie XCX had an album come out called Brat. It had this very like culture, like confusing, shifting album artwork where it was just this bright, putrid green neon color that was like in your face and just a plain text. Was it Arial? Brat.
yeah,
Mhm.
And it was this thing where we're like, what is brat? And it was redefining like what it means to be a brat, what it means to, live out your life how you want to. And it was all through the music, and the way that she has always been in her music is very brash and in your face and hyper, and it brought that energy in a way that like masses. Like this is not by any means her first album, her second album. This is like her like fifth or sixth album. And for her to be getting the kind of success that she is now because the branding behind it was so rock solid, and the way that they rolled it out through all of the marketing leading up to and after, like people were having a Brat summer like all summer, and
Well,
people are saying like
like
Brat summer's never over.
like the Brat generator to where you could literally create your own album cover. Like everyone changed their profile picture to that.
Yes.
I saw so many memes of like, show it to me, Rachel, or so many like memes with the Brat text and the Brat background. Like literally, if anyone sees the color green, you will think that, which is
Exactly.
such a smart and like just she's always been so ahead of the game in everything.
So ahead. Like even in when you get to like the start of her album rollout, she did the Boiler Room set and released some of Von Dutch. So the Von Dutch connection, I mean, she said she wanted a brand that everybody could just relate to, whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it, whether you knew it, whether you kind of recognize it. Like people of the early 2000s know Von Dutch, and you have a certain association with the branding of Von Dutch, but you also have a very interesting association with the Boiler Room in itself. And I know a lot of the like EDM community likes to say that Boiler Room has gone commercial, gone too corporate. They've sold out. But what I think is really cool is Charlie kind of started this trend of artists, particularly female artists, I'd like to shout out, using that Boiler Room as like part of their album rollout. We've seen it with Rebecca Black. We just saw it with Kesha. I'm sure we'll see it with other people. And we've seen non-traditional DJs do Boiler Room sets before, but not necessarily in this way and not in this promotion. And Charlie even did her Party Girl tour in New York, Ibiza, and then she took it to a few smaller clubs outside of Boiler Room too. So she's like changing the game as far as album promo goes. It's so cool.
Yeah. It like legitimately what we studied. It was
Mhm.
so in your face, and it to the point where like my dad, who's a 65-year-old man, knows what Brat Summer is and would ask me about Brat Summer and how things were going with Brat Summer, and I'm like, do you even know what that means? Like he's here now.
Just
Sneaks
let
and
him
it's just
have
like
his
cute.
Brat
No,
Summer.
I'm like you be a brat too. It's fine.
Yeah.
So no, that one definitely on the music side of things was huge. And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to my resident theater girl here for the next one.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's segue from Brat into this next one because what I think is really cool is Charlie reinvented the Brat album with the remix album, featured Miss Ariana Grande on a remix. And then what is super ingenious of her, so Brat Green. Miss Grande played Glinda in the Wicked movie that came out, and that all pink branding. So they created this song together that kind of cross promoted Brat and Wicked with the pink and the green and the girls. It was oh, what was the song? What
Sympathy
was
is a knife.
Yeah.
As a knife, yeah.
Sympathy is a knife, and it's so cool. But I'm gonna take that and segue into Wicked as the probably biggest pop culture thing that happened in 2024.
I mean, somebody grab
Yeah.
my finger. I'm scared.
No, I love like
I'm holding space.
we are holding
Yeah.
Holding space.
It's crazy. Like I still reference that, and like like Jewel said, was a big theater girl. I've seen Wicked on stage twice. I've seen the movie the day it came out. I know all the songs by heart. I have posters. I have like shirts. I literally probably have a Wicked pin on right now.
She's that girl.
Okay. But I love Wicked, and I mean you could not escape Wicked for
No, and aside from even just their like marketing rollout that they
Mhm.
did, they had brand collaborations with Ariana Grande's brand, REM Beauty, and
Mhm.
like specific, you could get different like eyeshadows and like that kind of stuff. Different purse brands were bringing in. Rebecca Minkoff had a Wicked line, and there was specific, Galinda and Elphaba purses you could get. I mean, it was everywhere. You go in a Target, it was splashed all over the place. But the one that I found to be most interesting is the Swarovski one. And I think like having that level of iconic brand be associated to a musical for their marketing rollout is just really interesting. Like you just don't see stuff like that happen very often.
No.
And when it does, you have to know it's a special thing.
It was so cool. Like Ariana Grande did a Get Ready With Me to be Glinda behind the scenes using like her makeup line. Amazing promotion and honestly free because it's your own stuff. So like that's a really cool brand collaboration within brands. So if you own multiple brands, feel free to link them together and cross promote. Like that's a really cool thing to do. I believe some of the glasses that they wore in I think it was the Ozdust ballroom scene, or maybe it's when they get on the train. I think those are either from the Swarovski collection or Swarovski based things from the collection on those. So there was a lot of just connecting everything. It was super cool. Can't wait for Wicked 2 to come out and see what
I will say too,
yeah.
in like Detroit, Somerset Mall has a Swarovski, and the Swarovski store was always dead. Like there was no one in there because who's buying diamonds? I mean, be for real. Ever since that Ari collab came out, there has always been people in there. Like I am curious to see if, I mean, I don't know if they ever would, but how much they made off of this collaboration. I would be curious.
Yeah. Get this.
I really want
Swarovski giving them an honorable Limie for the best rebrand of all time. They are glass, not even gemstones. Like they are fake crystals, not real diamonds, but they have marketed themselves to be some brand. It is great. Like they are costume jewelry that is marketing themselves like Cartier. And
Honestly, genius.
like baccarat, baby.
So smart. Go Swarovski, honestly.
Yeah. I completely agree. Great. Well then, should we take a little break?
Yeah.
Love it.
Perfect.
Nearly 6 million searches happen on Google every minute. What if your business could be the answer to some of those searches? With Google Ads, it can be. Google dominates search engines with over 91% of the market share, making it the ultimate platform to boost your visibility. With Google Ads, you can target a specific audience. Whether it's by age, location, language, your ad reaches the right people at the right time. With Digital Limelight Media, you have control. Our expert team will help you choose when your ads show and how often they appear. With Google Ads, you only pay when someone clicks. From search ads that appear right at the top of the page when someone is looking for your services, to display ads that catch eyes on other websites, Google Ads offer a variety of ways to make your brand stand out. And with our in-depth analytics and transparent reporting, you'll see exactly how your ads are performing and how you can get even better results. Ready to turn searches into sales? Visit dlmconversion.com today and let us illuminate the path to your digital success.
Okay, guys, after coming back from that ad break, we are genuinely going to figure out what was the best comeback and not just us. I have one that I personally think was like amazing, and I want to know what you guys think. Is Timothée Chalamet promoting A Complete Unknown with like that weird experimental like guerrilla marketing? Am I the only one who thought that?
No, I mean,
With everything.
it was amazing, and that mixed with like how he was styling himself and like creating conversation around that, like he was dressing up in weird Bob Dylan outfits, like very deep cuts.
Yeah.
That like unless you knew, you didn't know, and it's like, why is he wearing a skinny scarf and has bleach blonde hair? What is this? Oh, that's a Bob Dylan reference. And it's like, yeah, it was all so just like grassroots style vibe with the whole thing. And the movie itself was really good. I mean, it's a biopic, so it was following the story, but it was one of those things where he learned how to play guitar for that role. Like he was the musical guest on SNL, which he's not a musician in that way.
Yeah,
so like
that was crazy.
yeah,
Ratty
like,
Tiny Horse, I beg to differ. Anyway, I'm like the as a kid.
Anyway, it was just like this very unique rollout, and like him singing that French song and like dancing around and using his own film. It looks like he's doing it himself. Like it was all very very interesting, and like you couldn't look away. It's like a car crash, but in a good way.
What was your favorite part? I think we should all say our favorite like interview he did during that time because he did so many crazy things.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately, mine is him with Brittany Broski.
Unfortunately, that one was good. That one was good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it wasn't even the interview. It was when he was making those videos. Like they were so endearing.
They were funny.
It was like you in your high school bedroom, like singing songs kind of energy.
He's just like he's another one that's just like a neighborhood boy. I'm just still can't get over the fact that he went on Sports Center to talk about college football.
And he knows a lot about it.
It's so good. Like it's so crazy.
And he went to the night, the premiere night. He was at a college in Minnesota, just like doing it there because that's where Bob Dylan's from. Like, what? Like, who thinks of this? I need to know the marketing team behind it. Like, I want to talk. I just need to have
100%.
like, where did you pull these ideas from? Because it wasn't just him. So
I mean,
I
it's
just
got to be for the Kardashians, Kris Jenner. I mean, like his image now improving Kylie Jenner's image tremendously. Like their relationship single-handedly turned around the haters for her.
That's
honestly,
so
that
crazy.
is true. And it is crazy because I feel like everyone was like, ew, at first. And now I saw like
it makes a lot of sense.
I saw like
They're
6
so
or 7 TikToks of them at Coachella, and everyone in the comments were like, they're so cute. I'm like,
They are cute.
happened.
They are. They were like barricade for Charlie, and you could see them and they YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Sorry, if I see Timothy do the apple dance, I think I'd pass away.
That's
Sorry.
Which Cincinnati Apple Dance girl? Sorry, we're done talking about.
I mean, speak of an icon of Y2K style, Alex Cincinnati.
Period.
So that's our other big comeback of the year is Y2K. The TikTok girlies are wearing Y2K. The thrift girlies are trying to find all of the Ed Hardy and Von Dutch. And again, it all kind of bleeds together in the culture of like where these things are coming from, to the point that A24, the film company, is now coming out with a Y2K horror film slasher type movie.
Yeah.
It looks very Scream-esque, which is also Y2K.
Yeah, like literally everything is Y2K right now.
Yeah. I'm like, give me my hit clips from when I was a little kid. Like, come on now.
Well, even like Diesel, even like the Y Project, like Glenn Martin's, all of them are trying to push a new version of Y2K so hard.
Yeah.
What's that bag? That like bag with like, oh my God, I'm like thinking of it and I can't see it. But like, I swear the last time it was popular was like 2004. And now it's like the only thing I'm seeing like these like little girls on TikTok want.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, Vera Bradley's in a big way. Like Vera Bradley's rebrand, like Abercrombie's rebrand,
amazing.
like all these like brands that everyone was wearing back then, they're back. They're
Neopets is back.
Amazing.
Wait,
We'd love to
what's
see
that?
it.
Neopets.
Love it.
As someone who remembers Y2K, it is really fun to see this happen because it's like a cyclical thing with trends. But my hope is maybe some of these things are just a little longer lasting. I don't know.
Yeah, our trend cycles have been moving a lot faster these days, so we'll see. Maybe this one will stick around.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of long lasting, our next category is the best sports marketing moment. And a brand that has been consistent for 40 years now, celebrating 40 years running, is Air Jordan. And they had a exceptional campaign on, you know, like what would it have been like if they didn't pay if Nike didn't pay the fine for Michael Jordan wearing the Air Jordan shoes. Because like every game, I think it was like $5,000 or something that he was getting fined because he was wearing these shoes, but Nike paid the fine for every single game, and it became the most iconic basketball shoe ever. And 40 years later, like they were able to tell this story and kind of like go through the motion of like, this is what things would have looked like if it didn't happen. and then what things actually look like. So it was a really cool storytelling campaign. And I just think for something that is as iconic as Air Jordan to be able to like tell that story and last 40 years, it's cool to be able to, do that in a way that resonates with multiple generations now.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think too, you could even add him into the best comeback, not for Air Jordan itself, but I think The Last Dance, that documentary that I think it was ESPN put out during COVID, um, really revived, I think, a lot of people's love for Michael Jordan, for basketball, for the brand. And a lot of people that maybe didn't know so much about him got to learn a lot about like what was behind the brand, what was behind his story. They interviewed people like Spike Lee, which was really cool because they worked together on, I think, a lot of original Nike like video ads for TV at the time. So yeah, really, really, really cool. We love a lot of Jordan.
Also pretty philanthropic.
Hmm.
I believe so, yeah.
Philanthropic.
I mean, he was in Space Jam too. Like, my gosh, that's my childhood. Like,
Right.
like you're collaborating with the Looney Tunes. You're an icon. Anyway,
Another basketball star. I think a name that we all know now is Caitlin Clark. I mean, she's brought the like interest to women's basketball. I believe there was more televised NCAA women's like March Madness games this year than there were the men's teams, which was, the first time that that's ever happened. And I think historically, people just don't pay attention as closely to women's sports, but there's been a huge rise in that, just that fact in general. Like people know people now, and I've seen a lot of coverage for the WNBA draft, which just happened last week too, I believe. I mean, Caitlin Clark's a year into the league, and people are still talking about her March Madness reign last year. I mean, she's literally changed the game forever.
It's crazy because we saw this similarly happen with women's soccer a few years ago when our women's World Cup team ended up winning it all. And I remember that same year, the men's team didn't make it to the World Cup. And it was this conversation around like the equality of sports and how it all comes down to like marketing funding for it and like where's the viewership at. But some of that comes down to where's the interest at. And so a catalyst like Caitlin Clark coming in and getting little girls and even older women interested in this sport to just watch and enjoy is incredible. And also men and like just people in general watching women's sports, like it's entertaining. They're very good athletes as well. So it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, women's sports are amazing. Like I grew up playing sports. Like Jenny Finch, the softball player, was like my idol for years and years.
Jessica Mendoza, baby. I had that.
Exactly. It's so integral to have these like icons for young women. And it's so cool to see because I don't think without this like boom, and there's other people involved. I don't, want to give other people not credit. Caitlin Clark definitely was the name that kind of got it out there. But like we've got an Angel Reese McDonald's meal. Like that's so cool.
That's so cool. It's amazing.
Need a digital makeover that screams wow? Dive into DLM's Design Wonderland. From pixel-perfect social media graphics to jaw-dropping website designs, we're giving Picasso of the digital age. Elevate your brand's visual game today. Contact your marketing specialist or contact our sales team to learn more.
And for our final formal non-DLM Limie Awards, we have the most memorable commercial promotions. Now, Chandler, I know this one you were pretty excited about. We had a lively conversation about it in the office.
Yeah.
So feel free, jump right in.
I thought one that was pretty memorable and also something that I just saw like on TikTok, which I feel like that's kind of the gauge of like, was something successful or not? Did it get people talking? And I just saw a ton of people talking about the Alex Earl for Carl Jr.'s like hangover burger. And I'm pretty sure that if you downloaded the app, you could get it for free the next day. Am I right?
Yes. And
Okay.
the reason I did some research on this, the reason that they did this campaign was because the previous year across the United States, 16 million people either called in sick, came in late, or no-showed to work the Monday after the Super Bowl. So, like, clearly people are imbibing on the Super Bowl
Correct.
in one way or another. And so for Alex Earl, who like her podcast is called Hot Mess, and she is known for being a party girl, for her
Love being in
team-
Miami.
yeah, for her to team with Carl's Jr., who iconically in the past has done the like bikini clad, like hot girl eating a burger campaigns, for her to have that kind of vibe of a campaign, and then if you just download the app, the next day you can go and get yourself a free burger. Extremely successful. I wasn't able to find any like immediate data or case studies on it. It's still been only a couple of months, so I wonder if it'll come out later this year of just how successful that campaign was. But the follow through, I mean, I saw a bunch of people online on, TikTok and Reels going and vlogging their way to get their actual burger when they were
Yeah.
going the next day. So I'm like, that in and of itself is just like user generated content for Carl's Jr. And like, I don't have a Carl's Jr. near me and I don't ever think about it. But when this came out, I was like, dang, I wonder how close one is. And if people would actually go and do that if they were like had the opportunity.
She made that burger look good, and I don't
I
even.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, that burger did look really.
It looked really good.
I have a confession. I used to work in food marketing back in the day in a separate life, and it's fake. That was
Oh, I fully believe it.
Oh yeah. I've seen those videos where they do the motor oil for like the soap syrup or whatever.
It's like actually crazy because I worked with one of the women she was literally her whole job was being like a food designer, and she would come and like set it up perfectly and like help us with placement and everything and use special tinctures and things to make it look perfect. And she does all of the billboards and all of the ads for Meyer, and that's like usually her full-time gig. And it was really illuminating to see what that actually is like. Not
Really
okay.
Oh wow, that's gasoline. That's not apple juice.
Oh, well, then Meyer, all of a sudden, side note, has been doing really good TikTok ads, like sponsored
Love that.
ads. Yeah, like shout out to whoever's on their marketing team. I've been getting them. Really impressed.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Love that. Another big TikTok moment, I would say, in the last year have been the return of like Calvin Klein's video campaigns. And if you are a person who's breathing, you likely know who Bad Bunny is. And his was the most recent one, but before that there was one with the Bears, Jeremy Allen White. And it's something.
Is that
That's the
also
people going
Is that also not kind of Y2K, like underwear model?
in a big way because like David Beckham, like you had like Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah.
and like it's a thing. So it's bringing back that vibe again. Everything connects.
They do. And they always have them recreate the like Y2K photos. I mean, even when Nick Jonas did it in 2016, I hate
Yes.
that.
Why you hate that?
No, I hate that I know the date.
She said April
2016.
16th, 2016.
2016 was a great year.
It was a great year. It was such a good year. And Nick Jonas did his Calvin Klein shoot, and it broke the internet, just like Ben Bunny.
I mean, my goodness, that Bad Bunny video. You see people's like reaction videos to it. It's like these little Hispanic moms who are watching and they're just like what?
Yeah.
So
Getting banned, which gives it even more promo because, oh, this ad is banned. I need to see it now.
well, now how do I get to it?
Mhm.
Do I need to like go in some back alley Reddit thread? Get it to me.
Right. And I will.
Right. I will. I'll find it.
And I will.
And I will. And another one that was it was more like Super Bowl focused campaign that we saw that we really liked was the Michael CeraVe campaign, where people were going up to him in the video and asking, is it you? Like, CeraVe. And it was just cute because he's just an awkward person in general.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his shtick. So to have him be a part of a Super Bowl campaign just kind of felt left field, but also makes so much sense because that's his actual last name. So yeah, and I mean, CeraVe is such a accessible moisturizer product for people to use. And so I think, when you're living in a world of, people who are trying to influence you to buy things that are $100, when there's a CeraVe product that costs 15 and you get 3 times as much, it's cool because he's just a normal dude probably at the end of the day anyway. So it's a perfect
Yeah.
fit.
100.
To find it? Oh, go ahead. Never mind. It looks like it's my turn. Yeah, I find it really cool too that they used a male spokesperson because I know that there's been a huge rise in skincare for men in the past few years. Like Rihanna has been one that's really kind of taken that by storm with like the lip balm that she put out and had A$AP Rocky help her market. I mean, I think that was probably 95% men that bought that out at Sephora.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
even with our clients I've seen in the last year, like I have pages on certain clients' websites for Botox, and they have I have a client who just built out an entire mini website solely so that they could have their male procedures and treatments highlighted in a bigger way. So there's a lot that men are now tapping into in the aesthetics industry, and frankly, it was a missed opportunity, I think, for a long time to not be targeting that, but maybe it's just a societal thing. We've gotten to a place where people are more open to it now.
It's very interesting how that works because at the same point, we're almost back full circle with Sydney Sweeney as the spokesperson for now. I've seen her on, I think, 3 different men's soaps.
Well, she's just hot.
She is.
Yeah.
I'll give her that. She can sell a soap.
She also, I could see her doing a collaboration with I don't know, what is it, BF Goodrich or like when you go to Advanced Auto Parts or something like that, she fixes her own cars and then she works on it as a hobby.
Bronco. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I also really like her Laneige campaign. I like Laneige. I think that was a perfect brand fit.
Yeah. No, very cool. I think it was all really a good fit.
Definitely.
So
yeah, well, we also have some Limies that I want to shout out around our office. The first one, I want to talk about a cool project that we've done on a few websites now, one mine, and then a few others of my colleagues. But we have an interactive BMI calculator for the weight loss pages. So if you have been living under a rock, you've probably seen or haven't seen just the insane rise in weight management, weight loss promotion, semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy, like injections, cool sculpting. I've seen stuff back for just like body contouring and weight management. That it's back. It's back. Whether you like it or not, it's back in full swing, and we've seen just a ton of people looking for those treatments. So to be able to have a interactive calculator on the website, I think is really cool. We feed a formula into it. So you put your height and your weight and it tells you your BMI. Obviously, now that encourages you to talk to a medical provider to get the next steps to achieve your personal goals. We want to keep that, broad. We want to keep it good. And we still want you to love your body. It's not about that. But the fact that we have this cool tool that works like right on a web page, I think is really neat. So I like to give that a Limie.
it is really neat, and I concur.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Another really cool campaign that we've done, or should I say Jules did, is the Go Where the Pros Go. So I'm gonna turn this over to you so you can talk about like one of the coolest things I think you've done here.
Oh, thank you. So one of my clients is based in Boston, and they are a LASIK, PRK, ophthalmology practice. And I'm gonna shout them out, Boston Vision. Rick, if you're listening, shouts outs. They do a lot of work with different pro athletes in the area. Being in the New England area, they have, I think, 8 offices at this point. Over the last 25 years, they've worked with a lot of different athletes for the different teams. So for the Patriots, for the Red Sox, the whole nine. And we were able to do a campaign where we assisted them in putting on certain pages, go where the pros go, and highlighting those different athletes and what procedure that they got and what year that they got it. And the biggest name of that at the time was their coach, previous coach. He did get sacked. Gerard Mayo, for the Patriots, had previously been a player for the Patriots, had gotten his LASIK done, and then we were able to promote him as like congratulations to the new youngest coach in the NFL. But unfortunately, that was a short-lived head coaching spot for him, which is sad. But the Pats are in a rebuilding time right now. Once Tom Brady leaves, it's a little tough. So
Right.
all that to say, it was a really cool campaign. They also had, print advertisements going out. They had Google ads. They had actually a billboard that was like in a main artery in downtown Boston. So it was way, way big. And we were able to do the artwork for that. So it was really great.
Yeah, I think that's so
Yeah.
cool. I think that should go on your list of things to brag about.
Oh,
I think that's
100%. That's so cool.
It was also, and it was funny because it just was born of, hey, he's head coach now. Let's like make the most of that. So it's a good reminder too of like, you could find these little nuggets with any of your clients if they're, in any city across the US. It just depends who they're working with and if they're open to having that conversation. I think your eye care is a lot less of a barrier to have a conversation about than say like plastic surgery or something more aesthetic, because that is, it could be private. You don't want to have to speak on it. But in certain cases, it could make a lot of sense.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to our influencer marketing episode with Jules, I've got to plug that one. We go pretty deep into finding the right connection for your brand. So definitely recommend. I think it's episode 3 from this season. So yeah, check that out if you haven't.
Yeah.
Another cool thing I want to shout out around the office is our newest CRM tool, Pulse, that we've put out. I know we talked about it in our last episode with Jackson a lot. So that's another one. Check that out. We do a whole blurb about that at the end. But I think Pulse is really cool because not only do we have a lot of messaging in one spot, we're also able to link in a lot of the social media channels. So for my clients that have to like literally juggle a phone, a laptop, all these devices to answer messages coming from Facebook, from Instagram, from TikTok, we can now have that all in one spot. Easy use. So just for that, I'd like to give it the new coolest CRM award.
And I agree. And I
And I
agree.
also agree.
We're on the pulse, if you will.
We're on the pulse. I love that.
I think this next one is probably all of our most used tool at DLM, especially for the marketing specialist team. But our most useful marketing tool is definitely Google Analytics. And I know in the last episode, Lauren, you shouted out Google Analytics in a big way when the call-in question happened. And that was honestly, it hit the nail on the head, exactly how you said it. It has so many capabilities and tools in one place for you to be able to analyze where things are at with a specific website at a specific time and also comparing against itself. It is incredible to be able to look at it in that kind of really, you can cater it to whatever you need to see. If it's really refining down to a specific city and seeing, just how much we're resonating in a certain area, or going more regionally or even nationally, you can look into so many different aspects of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the first tool that I reach for when a client has an SEO question. There's so much in there. And I'll be the first to admit, I used to have a love-hate relationship, more hate with Google Analytics when it was universal. I think that it was a little bit easier to use before we kind of got used to using it. But now Google Analytics 4 with those updates just has so much more. It integrates Search Console. It integrates keywords. It has better tracking for landing pages.
Reporting out features too, being able to just share a link with or like PDF, like you can pull it so fast and it takes nothing. So yeah, we're in complete agreement on that.
Yeah, we love Google Analytics. And then, full circle again, I think this was one of the first things we talked about today was Canva. I'd like to shout Canva out for the best content creation tool. Now, not to say that it can be a direct replacement for things like Photoshop, Adobe,
Figma,
like things like that. It's not, but for the time, if you're a small business and you're looking to just get some graphics, just get a simple logo, like the basics to create your branding, Canva's a great way to do that. You can add teams to it. You can share with other people and kind of co-work together. It's what I like to do for a lot of my social media posts that I put together is I use the Canva, whether you use the templates, whether you use the stock images that they have in there for you, the graphics. There's a lot of really cool tools. They have the free version too. So I like to tell my clients, if you're not using Canva, just make an account for free, sign up. It's so easy. And then just being able to have those capabilities at your fingertips is invaluable.
Absolutely.
Not sponsored at all. I wish.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but I Canva? Canva?
Canva
Is that them calling?
Canva sponsors season 5 of the Limelight Podcast. If you,
Oh my gosh, that would be cute.
that would be fun.
Love it.
Yeah. So before we end today, we do have a call-in question.
Hey Chandler and Lauren, I just wanted to ask you guys what you think the secret is to making a long-lasting and memorable campaign.
Okay, that was a great question. I think having, something that kind of sticks in your mind, obviously long-lasting and memorable. It's not always the best example for everyone, but I like to kind of think about Puppy Monkey Baby. I can't get it out of my head, frankly. It's been how many
And now you've done it.
Exactly. Like, it's one of those things that if it's right for your brand, sometimes doing something kind of funky and something kind of different is the way to go because it's memorable. And I mean, it came back this year. I never thought it would come back. I thought it would just be stuck in my head forever. But, that I think that it was Doritos, right? Or was it Taco Bell? One of the two.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it's like that Super Bowl ad. It was like puppy, monkey, baby. What are the 3 things that you want to be in an ad? Puppy, monkey, baby. And they like literally created an ad about puppy, monkey, baby. So they
that's funny.
CGI'd a puppy, monkey, baby and like have it like flying around every.
Chandler, it's Y2K all over again.
Yeah, no, it is. It's so crazy. And it's like, yeah, it's weird, but sometimes it can work. Not for everyone. I think maybe for some of our more medical clients, maybe not the way to go, but finding a way to kind of like be different and like throw something else out there. Like I've seen some pretty goofy like billboards for optometrists that have like a funky pair of glasses and like weird looking eyes. And like that's memorable. Like I see one like when I drive down to my grandparents through Battle Creek, there's like a dentist guy that like does dental implants. His billboard is it's bright, it's out there, it's kind of crazy, but like I remember that billboard.
You remember it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think another angle with that too. So like doing that if it's right for your brand, like you said, like doing the weird thing that like people just remember, like the Limu emu, like for Liberty,
Yes.
like people remember that because it's weird, right? But I think that another way to get people to remember is like by telling a authentic, real story in a succinct amount of time and trying to replicate that throughout all of the branding. So in the same way that we were talking about that Nike campaign, like they were able to talk kind of earnestly, but also in a joking manner about like, what if this hadn't worked out or if this hadn't happened? That's how you're able to then resonate with people. Like I've never purchased a pair of Air Jordans because I don't ball like that. But I felt like, wait, I feel a kindredness to this ad because I've seen a lot of this happen throughout my life. Like over the last, 30 years of my life, like I've grown up seeing this in the culture. Like seeing stories being told is also another really important way for people to have a memory associated to whatever the brand is, right? Like if you can create that kind of emotion in an ad, I think that's where things go, the right way and people remember and they sit with it for a long time. Like, I mean, I cry at Rice Krispie commercials because they're storytelling. And like Folgers commercials are another one where it's like, oh, somebody came home after being gone for a long time. Like, you just remember those kind of feelings over a cup of coffee. Like it's, we're sharing a Rice Krispie treat. Like it's those kinds of things that resonate emotionally. Yeah. Yeah. It's that emotional kind of feeling.
I would say honestly, mine's really similar to your guys's. It was just like emotional connection and storytelling, which is, I mean, pretty clear. And then just clear brand values and consistency, and then just honestly, like creativity. I think a lot of commercials are just so bad, or like advertisements are just like so bad. Like, do something different. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see the same thing every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Completely agree.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Chandler, for being a part of our podcast.
Yes.
We'll definitely miss you, but it won't be goodbye forever. You can find Chandler at our podcast forever because these will be up on YouTube. So if you never miss, go back and listen to the old episodes.
Right.
I'm like, do we get a quick little pic of us? All of us?
Let me see if I can do it. I do have this light bulb that's just in here.
What?
I don't know. We love.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We did our best.
Yeah, we tried.
But yeah, thanks, Chandler.